This is a graph of the scoring differential of every Washington Wizards game since November 1st of 2024, a period in which they've gone 1-19. You might think this point right here is the game they won. What if I told you that this is the time Jordan Poole went off for 42 points to lose to the Spurs by 9? Let's add a scale for the y-axis. This is the time they actually won a game. The Washington Wizards were 2 games away from a 20-game streak in which they not only lost every game, but lost every game by double digits. This is the greatest losing streak that never was. It's been a while since I've made a video about the NBA, and that's because watching the Pistons this year is an enjoyable experience instead of being an exercise in masochistic clownery. But I had to come back because the Wizards are driving new innovations in the field of bummery. Looking at their peers at the bottom of the standings, no one else is tanking with the same intentionality or intensity that Washington is. New Orleans is only here because they had a stretch of horrible injury luck to the point that they're grabbing random bums off the street to play shooting guard. The Sixers are here, and I always stay ready for the Joel Embiid downfall, but their best player by far is injured, so I'll give them a pass. Even the Brooklyn Nets, who have been giving real minutes to noted labor rights activist Ben Simmons, is at the 10 seed. Normally, fans of rebuilding teams in the NBA can at least look forward to watching their promising young talent develop, but who exactly do the Washington Wizards have? They have a guy literally named Bub, a guy whose lasting legacy on the sport of basketball will be a Taco Bell commercial, a 7-foot-tall French guy shooting 37% from the floor, and one actually decent NBA player. There are a lot of parallels to draw between this year's Wizards team and last year's Pistons team because both of them reached generational levels of bummery at the same time in the season, but they are not even close to comparable. The Pistons streak was a case of intentional sabotage. Monty Williams benched the team's second best player for Killian Hayes. And there's a reason they still call me the Killian Hayes of talking to women. Even then, there were at least some games where the Pistons kept it close. The Wizards, on the other hand, are losing to a statistically significant degree. In a previous video I made, I pointed out how extreme disparities in outcomes persist in the NBA, despite redistributionist policies like the salary cap and the draft lottery. I used to think the solution was the enforcement of even more socialist policies. But then I did something no sane and rational person would ever do. I watched the entirety of a Washington Wizards game. The degree of bummery present on my screen radicalized me into realizing that what the NBA needs is the brutalistic hand of the free market. The Washington Wizards need to be relegated, not just to the G League, but to college basketball. And to fit in with the rest of the NCAA, they've got to establish an associated college like the other teams. Imagine the possibilities in life after getting a degree in mediocrity from Washington Wizards University. I know if you're the GM of the Wizards, that disaster draft option is looking mighty tempting, but you at least have the hope of getting Cooper Flagg with the #1 pick. But this is the NBA. We all know that the white American future superstar is going to go where he truly belongs, the Utah Jazz.